Test 1 2 1 2 1 2 test. Hey, this is good. Hey, good evening, good evening, good evening. Welcome to the Crook Report, y'all. Welcome to the Crook Report. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So, we got the Final Four coming up tomorrow. Man, I'm rooting for Illinois. You know, since I live in Illinois, why I say, well, may as well go and root for the home team, right? So that's what I'm doing. Rooting for the home team. I'm rooting for Illinois. You know, Illinois, come on, man. Y'all can do it. Y'all can do it. But well, welcome to the Crook Report, man. Man, it's been a day, you know. So got the Final Four coming up tomorrow. Um, my my team that I picked to win, I picked Duke, which I don't know why I did that. I don't even like them. Why did I pick Duke? Who knows? I don't even know. But anyway, I did. I picked Duke to win, and I am happy they lost. Make sense out of that, because I sure can't. I cannot make sense out of it for anything. But I am happy that they lost. That's for sure. I'm definitely happy that Duke lost. But what you think of the chances of Illinois winning tomorrow? I like it. I like it. I like their chances. I do. I like their chances. So you know, they just got about a better of a chance than any other three teams that's in it. So we'll see. You got UConn. Man, they're gonna be a tough out. Period. UConn is gonna be a tough out. Really tough out. Illinois gonna be a tough out also. So you know, it's it's gonna be interesting. Very interesting to see what happens. Yep, very interesting to see what happens. But quietly, I'm switching gears here. Quietly as it's kept, guess what's coming? The NFL draft is coming up. Quiet as it's kept, the NFL draft is coming up. Now y'all know that's my thing. Now I love me some football. I love the Cowboys. But hey, I'm a realist, and although I do like some of the moves in the off season that the Cowboys have done. I still I believe if Pickens is on the roster, it's up under the he's gonna pay up under the tag this year. I don't see a long term contract to Pickens this year with the Cowboys. I just don't see them paying him over 40 mil a year and paying CD the same money. It just the numbers just don't add up. So. But I do believe he play up under that tag. I think it's like 28, 29 million. This year. He gonna play under that, and yeah, and that's that. I mean, at this point, that's it. Unless some team come in and give up a couple first rounders for him, which ain't gonna happen. You know, or or if the Cowboys they do a sign and trade. Some team come along and they really like him, and they want to do a sign and trade up them two first rounders. I think they got a first round tender on him. Yeah, that would be the only way that I think the Cowboys signed him to a contract. So no, but some of the other moves, man, I like the defense is gonna be totally different this year. The personnel wise, there's gonna be a few holdovers. They got Malik Hooker, you got the cornerback, a couple of linebackers still there. I know one Overshawn, the Mario Overshawn, but he a dog though. So yeah, he's still there. But other than that, man, the defensive line, we got we gonna have some different guys. We gonna definitely have some different guys. And then I'm tell you right now, if if you know if it's a stud linebacker there at number 13 or 12 or wherever we are, 13 or 12, get him. If it's a stud linebacker there, take him. Take the stud linebacker. We've addressed some issues. In the secondary, we addressed. We picked up a corner, picked up a couple safeties. So we kind of position ourselves to take the best player available. That's the cliche. In the NFL, best player available. So I think they put themselves in a position to where they actually could pick the best player available. And if that's the case, what if it's an offensive player? Do you pick him? Yeah, that's the pickle. But I think the defense was so horrendous last year that they got to go defense with that first pick. Period. And don't be surprised if they go defense with both of their first round picks. So yeah, I see I mean, the linebacker position on the defense, they've addressed every level this offseason but the linebackers. So they have to get they have to get a linebacker. Whether it's whether they pick up a veteran here or there somewhere, or draft a guy. But if you draft them, you got to draft them high. First rounder. You got to be a stud. Period. A thumper, somebody that's gonna run and make tackles. Against that run. Filling them gaps. That's what discipline, discipline, discipline. That's what we need. Some discipline on defense. Pursuit angles, taking the right angles, all that. We need that's what we need. Some discipline, because we haven't had that in years, in the on the defense, man. We haven't. We just haven't. We have not. So that's one area of the team that we just been lacking in, and hopefully they've addressed that this off season, and it shows on the field. That's it. That's all. That's all you can ask for. Hopefully, it shows on the field, because when the lights come on, man, that's when we gonna know. When the lights come on, that's when we will know if the defense has really been addressed. Yes, we've changed players and coach, but is that culture still there? Are they changing the culture that's been plaguing the Cowboys for the last 10 years on that defensive side not even the defensive side of the ball, just the team, period. The culture has been terrible. No accountability. There has to be some accountability. You got to play with that dog. Got to. You got to play with that dog. Now, if you ain't bringing that, you got a problem. It's gonna be the same old Cowboys if you ain't bringing that dog. So, Cowboys, get the shit together, man. And guess what? Not for y'all though. I'm gonna be in Dallas on the 24th of this month. I'll be there for a couple of days. Not staying right around the corner from the Cowboy Stadium. Haven't decided if I'm gonna go in there. I've been in there plenty of times. I don't have to go in there. But if I'm in Dallas, I don't know. I may not go. I don't know. But I'll be there. So we'll see. We'll see. But anyway, that's my soapbox on my Cowboys. Off season. The draft is coming up. I believe it's like the 23rd somewhere. I think the 23rd is that third. Yeah, the 23rd, April 23rd. Round one, April 23rd. Cowboys got 2 picks in the first round, none in the second. I believe we got 1 in the third, no fourth. Then I think we got a couple in the fifth. Excuse me, a couple in the fifth. So don't be surprised if they trade back out of one of those spots in the first round to pick up a second rounder this year and possibly a first next year. That's my prediction. If they're gonna trade that twentieth pick, they'll trade back toward the back end of the first or into the second. Now, if they go into the second, I see them picking up another first rounder next year. But if they stay in the first, I think they'll just pick up a second rounder and maybe a fifth rounder or something like that, and just swap with whatever team they want to move up to number 20. That's my prediction anyway. Yep, that is my prediction. So we'll see what happens with that. So you got you see, I saw Rasheed Rice, no discipline, out of, you know, um, I forget what he was accused of. Whatever he was accused of, he's been totally exonerated or whatever, and the NFL said there will be zero discipline for Rasheed Rice, next year. So that is a big plus for Kansas City because they already going to start off the season possibly without Mahomes, and so if they started off without Rice and Mahomes, they would they'd be behind the eight ball for sure. But Rasheed Rice, no discipline. So if you're into fantasy, he's one to look at. That is if the knucklehead don't do anything between now and then, because apparently he ain't wrapped too tight or something. I don't know. He keep putting himself in a position to possibly be suspended or even worse. So yeah. So I don't understand that, but hey, it is what it is. But on to that. So I tell you what, man. What's going on? Yep. Yeah, you know what that song mean? Hey, yeah, it's been the Crook Report, y'all. So hey, it's been fun for sure. But this old boy has to run, but hey, I'm tuning in tomorrow, man. We gonna cover this. We gonna cover this NCAA Final Four. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I mean, I may go live during the game. So, hey, just stay tuned, man. All right.